Hello everyone, welcome to the tutorial class of Python language quantitative trading series. The video in the previous section gave us a first look at some of the concepts of the Python language and a demonstration of its use on FMZ. Then in this video, let's continue to learn and explore one of the important concepts in the Python language, that is, model execution. The content related to model execution in the Python language focuses on what rules and specifications are used in the execution of Python language script code. As you know, if you have used the TradingView Python script code, it runs based on charts actually. The chart we see here is the K-line chart. So the Python language strategy is a series of calculations and operations based on the chart data, executed in chronological order on the chart, starting from the first K-line bar loaded from the leftmost side of the chart. The number of K-line bars loaded on the chart is limited, and how many K-line bars are loaded generally depends on the number of K-lines provided by the connected exchange interface. Commodity futures are based on the data from the FMZ data center to determine how many K-lines are offered for the first time. The first bar on the leftmost side of the chart, the first K-line data in the chart set has an index value of 0. The built-in variable bar index in the Python language, which we commonly use, is used to get the index of this K-line. Now let's do a simple demonstration here. We can draw it by the plot function and draw it on the main chart or subchart. The test is also very simple. Enter the plot function here. We put mouse on the name of the function, and we can see the names of the parameters of the function listed one by one. But we usually use two parameters. The first is the data series of the plot. The second is the title. Our demonstration is very simple. Just print the built-in variable of the Python language, bar index. It will return to the current K-line bar, which starts from the leftmost side of the chart, and we name the title as bar index. Then we go to the backtest page and add any exchange and click the backtest button here. Just wait a moment. Here we can see the backtest chart. It starts drawing the K-line. The chart starts drawing lines from the leftmost side here. The data of the first K-line bar shows bar index of 0. And then increase incrementally. And we can see that there are about 170 K-line bars at the end. As we can see from the demonstration, the values on the chart are increasing bar index from the left to the rightmost. And so we can see that during this execution, each bar performs a drawing option. That is, the bar index is drawn on the subchart, and each bar has a value that connects all these values to form a line. The plot function is a drawing function that we often use. In the Pan language script code on TradingView, there are two models when it comes to chart execution. Bar model and tick model. The bar model is the current K-line bar executes the strategy logic code once when the closing price model period is completed. If a trade is triggered, for example, if the trade signal is judged to be true, the actual trade operation will be performed at the start of the next K-line bar. The tick model starts executing the logic code whether the current K-line bar is closed or not, and the logic code will be executed every time when the market changes. If a signal trade occurs, the trade operation will be performed immediately. Of course, the K-line on the chart will not remain the same. It will keep adding new K-line bars. The charts are loaded with a lot of previous data, mainly because when the strategy script is executed, some historical data is needed to calculate the indicators. And some signals and operations are set based on the changes of historical variables. So some historical data is needed to support them. We can see that the red dotted line is the time when our strategy starts backtesting. Therefore, K-line bar is divided into the historical bar and real-time bar. And in Pan language on TradingView, historical bar and real-time bar have different characteristics. As for the historical bar of K-line, if we set it to the bar model, then all the left side of the chart are historical K-line bars, except for the rightmost K-line bar. And the strategy logic is executed only once on each historical bar. When the strategy is run for the first time, the strategy will execute on all historical bars first, regardless of the bar model or the tick model. After the historical bar is executed, the last bar will become a real-time bar. The last bar will become a real-time K-line. But the moment you just start backtesting, the K-line will not show all the following data. If we set the time as the start time to August 13th and the end time to August 14th, the K-line period is therefore a daily K-line, so that the chart drawn below is a daily K-line chart, and then we click Backtest. Here. And we can see that the strategy started backtesting on August 13th. The current real-time bar is the one on August 13th, and all others are historical bars. Someone may ask that If a strategy is designed to trigger many trade signals and then place an order, will the trade be triggered at this time when the strategy is running iterations on the historical bar? The answer is, of course, that no actual order will be placed, and the same is true for the original Pine language. When the strategy is set to the bar model, there will be no real-time bar in the chart because the closing price bar model does not show the bar, which should be kept in mind. When backtesting, the chart we see is a completion status chart. When the strategy executes to the last K line on the far right, the bar is the real-time bar. When the real-time bar closes, it becomes a passing by real-time bar. That is, when this real-time bar runs out, it becomes a historical bar. So only the rightmost K line in the chart is a real-time bar, and the chart will keep generating new real-time bar on the rightmost side. And when the period of this line has run out, a new real-time K-line bar will be generated on the right. If the strategy is set as tick model, when it starts to execute on the real-time bar, here we can wait for a moment. Every time the market changes, the strategy logical code will be executed, such as trade logic, signal calculation, etc. When the strategy is set to the closing price model, the chart does not show the real-time bar when it is executed. In a word, the K-line in Pine language is divided into two parts, historical bar and real-time bar. Regardless of real-time price model or the closing price model was set, the running calculations on the historical bar are all executed only once. The difference lies in the fact that if the bar model is set, the strategy logic is executed once for each price change on the real-time bar. If the closing price model is set, then the real-time bar will not be displayed. That is, the current K line is finished before a logic trade is executed. We should note that when the strategy is a real-time price model, the results calculated on the real-time bar may be different from the results when it becomes a historical bar. So that's the content for today's video tutorial. All of you guys are welcome to comment in our comments section with your learning needs and suggestions, and we will endeavor to help you master program and quantitative trading. See you guys next video. Thank you.